Hey people, injured here 2v2, Medean Cliff Mines, blue team. Crewfinity is a Warboss, a melee hero that can walk through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. Look at that mug. Alongside here is Noisy with a Techmarine, starts off in ranged combat, puts out some good damage, can also support the structures and repair, even get into some melee combat. We've got some Space Wolves, I guess. I think Noisy, took a little while to get going. Red team Qwest is a Chaos Lord, durable and destructive hero, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed, powerful offense and disruption, fights mainly in melee combats. We've got the Black Legion elite scheme with these fancy CSM helmets over here. And rounding off the teams, it's Kurminog with a Lord General, fights in ranged combat, begins with the retinue of stormtroopers, can add to this retinue throughout the game, giving more abilities, strong defense and support, sees off those scouts in the north. Now heading towards some power, might be able to get a cap too because of Noisy's slow starts, some kind of delay. More scouts on the way for Noisy, those Marines you saw. We've got some CSM and nothing else for Qwest, so maybe Crewfinity can push here with the Dakka of the double shooters and the Warboss leading the line. Chaos Lord backs away from all this. CSM coming to help out. Heretics are busy capping. Here comes Kurminog with an assist which might take some pressure off Noisy's slow start. Needs to be careful now. Crewfinity got two players to deal with here. Chaos Lord takes tons of damage trying to get in for kill the weak, misses it. Sentinel also misses the stomp. Well played, Orks. And here comes Noisy through the middle of some Marines. Heretics run away, but they did get the cap there. Lord General dropping some of his retinue fellas. More CSM now for Qwest. Sluggers sucked up a hell of a lot of damage, but they are persuaded to leave, as is the Warboss. Did he have a... No, I thought he had a hammer there for a second. Techmarine coming back out of base. What is this? It's Guardsmen. And some scouts are afraid of las guns. Double shooters retreating out. And now it's Tactical Marines against Lord General and double CSM with just light cover here. Lord General goes in to tie them up. Smart from Kurminog. We got some shotguns though from Noisy. There we go. Explosive shot doing its thing. Lord General might fall completely here as he retreats off. Don't think he's going to make it. Down he goes. Double CSM. Now feel the wrath of the Techmarine's bolt, which is like 30 DPS. Trying to get into some cover. Maybe a couple of models there in light cover, but the others are not. Chaos Lord tries to get the revive. What is this? Scouts versus Guardsmen. Noisy using their elite training to infiltrate, just to annoy them. Maybe a surprise grenade at some point. Lord General gets those retinue members back. And we've got some Havocs now for Qwest and Devastators for Noisy. Crewfinity actually lost those sluggers. Replaces them though and gets burners. Where's the Warboss? Oh, he's capping. Always looks really pissed off when he's capping. Burner's doing the thing. Gets shooter support, wiping out those gens and gets away pretty safely there. Only dropped a couple of sluggers. Maybe the Heretics can now push. Maybe decap. I don't think they're going to get on the power. CSM are there though. Red team have the mid for the 2-to-1 cap. 483 to 404. Quite early on here. Catagens on the way for Kurminog. Devastators and Havocs are on the field. There are the Devastators with that heavy bolter. A setup team with a firing arc, as you can see here. Will suppress infantry within that. Unless you're a Chaos Lord, he doesn't care about such things. Scouts continue to annoy and frustrate these Guardsmen over here. Maybe the Catagens can go and take care of them. They can detect their wily infiltrating ways. Chaos Lord getting a decap. Warboss does not have his charge. Might struggle to get in effectively here with Havocs and double Eternal War CSM to shoot him. There's a lot of damage on that guy if he focuses. Crewfinity needs some Storm Boys or something now, I think. Might be able to just flank around the Havocs. I think Qwest should be bringing the Havocs up here. You see CSM are kind of getting shot up by the shooter boys with big shooters and Knob Leader. They will pretty much outshoot most things in tier 1, especially the bit of cover. Chaos Lord does not quite get the cap. Heretics join the party late, no upgrades. in on sluggers. That Doom Blast kind of shoot the boys help out. They can't if they're suppressed. Yeah, sluggers just entered that fight a bit too low. And no support. And they might actually fall here. That was a bad fight to take, it turns out, by Crewfinity, and they do fall. North, scouts are capping. What happened to the Catechins then? I don't know, they're back at base. Ate some bolters to the neck, I think. We got a flamer up here. Or is he going for those generators first? They are quicker to take down. And they provide more power than the node. But they are cheaper to rebuild and quicker to rebuild too. Trying to brute force these Havocs. This might end really badly for Noisy. Might be trying to tank the damage of the Tactical Marines so the Techmarine can get out of the firing arc. Or just get into melee. There we go. And uses powerful sweep from Bionics. Also has the Master Crafted Bolter, so pretty well equipped for dealing with melee troops or anything that ends up too close to him, like we saw there. There's some Corn Worship giving +2 speed to all of Qwest's nearby units, but those guys get caught by Daka. And a Power Bash here for Crewfinity, who does have Storm Boys up now. Power Bash by Kurminog. Going to get a full bash there, maybe even a decat. Catechins getting into scouts in melee. These guys have power melee weapons, although scouts are just regular infantry in terms of their armor type. Here are the Storm Boys. Jump troops with power melee weapons. Tear through those CSM pretty well, but the Chaos Lord is going to be there to counter-initiate perhaps with his Kill the Weak. And maybe a melee upgrade in tier 2. Let's see. We have Tactical Marines hitting the field for Noisy out of a drop pod. Big old heavy tier 1. And why not? Lots of fire here for these Catechins. They do have, I think they have the flame resistant armor that Hormagaunts and Banshees and Sluggers have. Lord General's level 2. Getting stuck into some Tactical Marines. I mean, he's got that bionic arm. Maybe he should put the sword in the bionic arm and have a good swing on him. Out of there, he's got the Medical Sergeant. There's the jump. Heretics are there. And the Storm Boys, I think, will get away. That's a bit of a haphazard retreat there, trying to get around the generators. The Warboss got in, but looks like Qwest is going to be able to push back now. Really missed those sluggers here. They could have come in from another angle and made that engagement much more favourable for the Orks. Scouts in a melee fight with Guardsmen. They've got those scout kicks, those sweeping kind of overhand left punches as well. Guardsmen can't deal with that. Spotters on the field now for Kurminog. There's that smoke shell to shut down those Devastators. Good old shotgun blast too. These Marines lucky to not drop a model or two with just over 100 hit points. Oh, Qwest went mid instead of trying to push the south a bit. Capping up. CSM are maybe going over for an assist over here. Tier 2 for all players aside from Noisy, who's getting a power bash. It's always pretty potent to get a power bash right at the end of tier 1. Or at the end of tier 2, just as the opponent tries to tech up, bash that power. Techmarine goes down. There's an all-reliable grenade barrage on his face there. Devastators are going to eat another smoke shell. Full bash, and now some fire. Or Prometheus, whatever they call it. Okay. Are the Devastators they're gonna survive, they're gonna stay in play for now. There's a jump, and CSM did not want any part of power melee Orks. They're out of there. Blood Crusher on the way for Qwest. Weird Boy already up for Crewfinity, so the Blood Crusher gonna be a decent choice. I mean, the Weird Boy will do pretty decent damage to it with his default attack, but can't stun that thing. This is a game, I believe, from the recent 2v2 tournament, though I have no idea what stage of the tournament it was. Boom. Look at that. Decent range on that attack too. Knockback, good damage. Can he keep the Weird Boy safe though? Heretics now have an aspiring champion. It's a Chaos Marine with a chainsword. seems pretty annoyed with the world. Uh-oh. Might be able to finish off these shooter boys. Nope, saved by the warp vomit. Nicely done. Crewfinity. Warboss still has no war gear. He was just hanging out while that was going on. The Chimera on the way for Kurminog. Here is the Blood Crusher. It's a Bloodletter riding a Juggernaut. More fire in the mid. This time Guardsmen getting in on the action. A Commissar leader on the way. Takes them up to 12 models. Allows them to reinforce 3 at a time if they get that guy up. Devastator's doing their thing. Here comes a Blood Crusher though. Lots of options of course for a Space Marine player in terms of anti-vehicle, quick anti-vehicle, especially if you have a Techmarine with melter gun possibilities and Devastators already on the field. They can get a las cannon. The Marines can get missile launchers. Needs tier 2 though, noisy. Here's that Chimera. Support vehicle for Imperial Guard. You can get inside it and drive around, which is always fun. Even shoot the little guns out. These guys are going to get the VP. Maybe push on to that wreck point. Power completely bashed over there. Stormboy jump. Blood Crusher is there. Takes down the Warboss, who did have his big old power claw up. Stormboys have their Knob Leader too. Got a heavy melee weapon. Can get some big swings on the Blood Crusher maybe. 385. 225 is a 1-to-1. There's the Warp Vomit. Blood Crusher's chasing it. Las Cannon is in play, but the Blood Crusher is out of the firing arc and too far away from the Chimera. Going to be tied up and forced off most likely. Does the Techmarine survive? Techmarine survives, I think. CSM with Aspiring Champion here gives them the Slaughter ability. Although it starts on cooldown. Oh, they're reinforcing off the drop pod, that's right. Might want to destroy that thing, fellas. 385, 223 with a 1-to-1 cap. Las Cannon still trying to get shots in. Being tied up and taking a lot of damage. Oh, there's another one from the Blood Crusher. Might go down here. That was Malignant Blindness, I think, from the Chaos Lord trying to save. Nope, goes down. Was it Malignant Blindness? It looked like it, but they still could see that thing, it seemed. Qwest now just double CS7 and Heretics. Stick Bombers up for Crewfinity. Now the double las cannons will be hunting this Chimera. Catechin's just hanging out in the north. Infiltrate passively if they are idle for a while. And we got a Blood Maul to help deal with those Storm Boys. I guess they're causing problems over there. And hey, Demonic Visage. I always say Visage, but I think that's wrong. Speaking is hard. Are you fellas getting sergeants or anything? Nope. Level 3 though. What's that Techmarine got? Still with his Master Coverage Bolter and Bionics. That was a kill of the week. Storm Boys are where? Oh, they're in the back lines. And they run away. And the Orks, maybe? Nope. Did not get out. We go. Oh, the Stick Bombers survived. There's one fella in there. Look at him. The Lord General still down in the mid. Techmarine's been caught out of cover a few times here, just gets shot up. Although, not a lot of cover left in the middle, to be honest. Plasma guns, bad news for those Marines. Surprised those CSM are not getting into melee, there they go. Reinforcing the numbers too. Of the Chimera, though they need to be a bit closer to complete it. Chimera does not want to drive closer because of the las cannon. But they control the mid quite easily there, the red team. Blue team just outnumbered in that instance. Weird Boys still around. Stick Bombers have found some more fellas to throw them. Catechins have leveled. They killed something. A couple of scouts, I think. 313, 223. Triple cap now for the red team. Here's the revive. Chaos Lord, I don't think he's going to level, you know. Nope. What are you shooting at? This guy was facing to the right for some reason. No real threat for the Chimera if the las cannons are not around. Are they going back to the mid? Probably. Need to team up for a big push, I think, the blue team. Here comes a Razorback, sorry, for Noisy. And tier 3 for Qwest. Warboss still down, they can really do with that guy up. Power Claw is just scary for everything. Adeptus dropping a model there. What did they... oh, maybe it was the high-powered shot. There's the smoke grenade. Stops them being suppressed, but they're still knocked over by the shotgun blast. Taking a hell of a lot of damage there. How did they not drop more models? There we go. 254 to 223. Kurminog here to reinforce things. Does have the sniper rifle now. With fire on my target. Longer range plasma guns on those guardsmen. And longer range shotguns, of course, for the Catechins. So I believe it only increases the range of weapon attacks specifically. So not their grenade barrage and that kind of thing. Stone boys get caught. Who's this? Oh, Terminators. Of course it is. Qwest is tier 3. They could get lightning claws and just absolutely destroy these Storm boys, but I think I would probably hold off on that. Wait for maybe what blue team come out with in terms of vehicles or just big tier 3 stuff. They are still a fine unit with power fists and combo bolters. Smack! That was... I think that was the sweeping doom there, just completely missed. Maybe it was just special. The energy seems to go down though. Warboss is back up, but for how long? Oh, there's Slaughter on the CSM. They can also draw melee weapons, which they have done. There we go. They're going to tear apart these Storm Boys. These stick bombers, I should say. Down they go pretty easily. The Chaos Terminators being there was a big help too. Crewfinity is down to 2 units. 254. 212. A no cap game right now. And here comes Noisy with the power bashing brigade. And does a pretty good job with it. Scouts are capping mid. They have a sergeant now, I think. Yes, what about you fellas? No sergeant. You've just been like milling around in the north fighting Catechins the whole game. Poor bastards. There's a single now for the blue team. But can Crewfinity recover? Still has the weird boy. And a looted tank is on the way. And Chaos Terminators have indeed stayed without a weapon upgrade. Smoke grenade or smoke shell, whatever it is, from the Razorback there, giving some defensive bonuses. Has the reinforced armor plating. Might want to move back here, because that is a las cannon. Oh, a rocks from Crewfinity. Down goes the Razorback. Should have moved it away. Very decent rocks though. Killed a bunch of stuff. Might be able to get the middle back, although I mean it was mostly guardsmen. That has a guardsman wipe though in there. Kurminog now has tons of red of their own, but they're not tier 3 for a rocket run. Looted tank now for Crewfinity with some sluggers to support it with Orky repairs. There's the Knob Leader on the way. Already lost 2 slugger squads, but I'm sure you'll be fine, fellas. Autocannon now for the Chaos Terminators. Noisy has tons of red too, but also not tier 3. Quite a lot of power harass we've seen. Razorback down, so I don't expect Noisy to get over here very easily, but hey, who needs it? There's an Orky tank. Power fists. But they are... Really? You're going to back away from level 1 sluggers with no upgrades? I guess they have the Knob Leader. He's got like 65 power melee, but I would have thought those guys could stand up to them with their power fists and smack them down. Wanted to go back mid. Refractor field for the Techmarine lowers the accuracy of units firing upon him. That seems to be a good shot though from the las cannon somehow. Don't think they can just outshoot the tank very easily, these guys. That's a creeping barrage from Kurminog, the first one I've noticed being used. Do we see any other terrain scarring? That might have been one over there, or that it could just be an all reliable or something. Havoc's on the way for Qwest. And tier 3 for Kurminog. Not going to have much in the way of requisition when he gets there. Warboss is level 2, still has that claw. 95 heavy melee DPS, which of course goes up as you level. Qwest just cancelled some... Oh no, it was just the Havoc's completing there. 225 to 181. Can the blue team get back into the mid? Do they need to? Can they just harass the south and the north enough? Noisy is generally very good split player. And just as I say that, loses a unit while his army is split. Here comes some teleporting Terminator trying to shoot down this weird boy. Overcharged plasma gun doing some work. Look at that. Down goes a Terminator. Those guys are expensive to reinforce. We've got a las cannon though from Qwest. Tier 3 now for Kurminog. Tier 3 for Noisy. Sluggers have gone mental against... Is that double slaughter CSM? I think it is. They're going to get torn apart. Even with user choppers. Yeah, you can't stand against that. Those guys are surprisingly effective in melee when they go slaughter mode. They get some health regen too, I think. Can Noisy hold the north against guardsmen and catechans? And the Lord General himself, who is capping. Scouts being knocked around. Marines are not in cover. And here comes Catechan Power Melee. Just like stabbing them with their shotguns. And it works out. Most of them don't even draw knives. Chaos Lords get in the south. 203-159. Crewfinity now trying to recover with a Nob squad, but being power bashed over here. Never really stabilized super well. I mean, had a good passage of play when the Storm Boys were out, having some fun. But those 2 early slugger losses really affected things going into tier 2. Chaos Lord, oh, he's not getting involved. Level 6 is backing away. Sees the Nob squad, maybe. Oh hey, Lehman Russ from Kurminog, most likely called it in. Pretty good global to have. This is drop a battle tank here to the map. Trying to cap his Noisy, puts up the refractor field. Not sure if this is going to work out though. Scouts are there. Can they shotgun blast the catechans? Nope, here comes some Marines. Down goes the Techmarine. Lord General capping the north. Oh, that was an old reliable, was it? Wonder what the hell knocked those fellas over. Nob squad are capping. No upgrades yet. There's the meaner and greener. Become quite expensive, these guys, if you fully upgrade them. Definite super unit kind of costs. Level 4 shooters, eh? Warboss is level 3. And is capping. Red team seem pretty good position here. I mean, the Nobs are a threat always. Noisy could drop a nuke, but so can Kurminog, which would mess up the Nobs pretty badly. And there is this powerful sweep, can knock them flying and kill the weak, of course. They have their Nob leader now. He's got like 1,050 hit points himself, I think. Orks going mid. They have some support. They have some las cannons, or a las cannon, I should say, with Marines. Powerful sweep is dodged by Crewfinity, nicely done. And there's the frenzy. I think that was a kill of the weak, knocking them over there, going straight for the Terminators. Are these CSN level 4? They are. And there's the slaughter. And they're actually going into melee. So they just stand back and shoot there. Yeah, Nobs dealt with. Didn't have a huge amount of support. Did not see the... Yeah, didn't see the weird boy get a stun in there. Maybe he wasn't there at the start or didn't have the energy or something. Here's some Terminators for Noisy. Eating Vanquisher cannon shots though. Blue team keeping themselves in this. Got some flash kits on the way, some blasters from those guys. Could do some real work against the ranged chaos blob. Lots of heavy armor to shoot at. They got the cap over there. It's a 2-to-1 still for red. And they have things loitering in the south. Havoc's going to try and power bash, but they're going to be shot to pieces if they're not careful. Here come some heretics. Level 3 heretics, almost level 4. It's a miracle. Boom. Just some domino knockback there for those fellas. Not really seen the Warboss mixing it up in combat with that claw too much. Been tough for him. 75 to 154. And they should know no fear on the Marines, but it wears off. Level 4 though. Oh, Medipack heal. Scouts in a bad place. There's an orbital. Can the Chaos fellas dodge it? Noisy doing the right thing and spreading out those beams. Was expecting the Chaos stuff to walk towards that area to kind of dodge where they thought the beams would be, I think. It's a decent rocket run for Kurminog. Takes out the weird boy, instantly explodes. I think actually did some damage to flash hits. Nob squad chase off a las cannon. 2-to-1 for blue. They're still in this game somehow. There's the 1-to-1. What level are you now, Chaos Lord? Level 6. No armor piece. Kurminog replaces the Lehman Russ. Not actually sure what's got it. Was it the orbital maybe? Or wasn't paying attention? Why would I pay attention? Oh. That's some pretty good rocks. Terminators teleport out of it. Some stuff caught on retreat. Hasn't really been able to set them up with the weird boy before its demise. Should just threw that one out there, I guess. There's the second Lehman Russ. His loyalist Terminator is taking some damage. Menacing Visage is debuffing them there. Doesn't seem to look. Yeah, it's only 5 seconds per strike. The Warboss's trophy rack, of course, just constantly works, but I don't think the debuff is as severe. Maybe it is. Those guys turn around with some power fists for the Chaos Lord, and he might go down. Does go down. He's trying to get the Mantle of Hate too. 36 to 140, single cap here for red. They should surely go on to take this now. Warboss got his heavy armor, almost 2,000 hit points at this level 4. Pretty mental. Does get away, I think. Another drop. Oh, Venerable Dreadnoughts for Noisy. Unique Walker for the Techmarine. Can charge, which is pretty damn useful. Has tons of hit points too. Nob squad persuaded to leave. They kind of need them out here right now. Holding on are the blue team. They're going to get another cap, I think. Bad place to be for the Dreadnought. Just going to get shot. Never did get a ranged weapon, this guy. There's a charge. It's a pretty good charge. Usually you see that used for escaping, but just right into the fray there. An Emperor's Fist. Smacking up some Terminators, special attack. Can he get a model? Don't think it's going to get away. There's a las cannon and now power fists. There's the stoicism. Should just turn around and hit stuff, but doesn't. Where are the flash kits? Do they have blasters? They don't. Oh, right there. There's a single 20 to 112. Although scouts are not giving up. Level 4 scouts. Devastators on the way now for Noisy. And you don't have the south, the red team. Warboss trying to set up a flank with these knobs. And a power claw, of course. Always a threat, this big guy. He's found some chaos stuff to fight. Ties up the Terminators. There come the knobs and the sluggers in there. Heretics not getting involved. There we go. Use your choppers on the sluggers and not the knobs. Down goes the Warboss, just trying to do some damage here, I think. Crewfinity 19 to 109. Sluggers are in trouble. Level 4 heretics dealing with them, with a bunch of support of course, and the knobs have to flee. Terminators with power fists making short work of poor little heavy weapon squad fellas. But the tank is getting shots on, and it looks like a vanquisher. Yes it is. 18 to 109. The Lord General takes the north, and there's something going for the south as I can see on the minimap. Terminators are not going to survive, I don't think. Nor does the Techmarine. And that's pretty much... yeah, there's the GG. Fought to the end, the blue team. And good on them. This is what they do. Rocket run at the end there, taking out some Devastators, and why not? There is only war. And there's the concede at the end for the blue team. Warboss was down level 5. Level 7 Techmarine. We had a level 8 Chaos Lord. Did get the Mantle of Hate up at the end. So some Blood Maul action and a level 6 Lord General. There it is guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.